Morning, Patrick here from Complete Health. And I just wanted to ask a question. Do you ever feel like you haven't actually been listened to when you go and see a healthcare practitioner or your GP or your doctor or someone in A&E, etc.? The reason why I ask this question is we all the time are getting patients that come in who are over the moon to finally have someone sit down and listen to them for anywhere for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, that might not seem like a really long time, but when your GP's only got 4 or 5 minute appointments or can only jump on the phone for 5 minutes, 15 minutes all of a sudden feels like an eternity. And the difference is that the conversation doesn't get rushed. With GPs constantly trying to force and rush through things, it can feel a little bit in and out. And so it's really interesting to have so many people in our clinic comment on the fact that someone actually sits and listens to their problem. Now, ironically, I wonder whether you've ever had it where you've been to one practitioner who sent you to another, 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 and you just never feel like anything's actually being done or anyone's actually hearing what's going on. Now, this is the great thing about places like chiropractic clinics and physio clinics, that if you have a pain or an injury or a symptom or some sort of syndrome going on, the likelihood is that person is not going to be referring unless it's for assistance in their care. Now, I do refer, but generally only for assistance in care, e.g. we need extra imaging or we need surgical opinion to go alongside someone's care plan. Or someone is not improving and we actually need to get some extra help. But the point is, we will always sit down with the patient. We'll go through a full history with them. We'll even get them to record a full history. And 9 times out of 10, just getting to that point where you sit and listen for 10 to 15 minutes, you can start to have a much better idea than what you're ever going to get in 2 minutes, which is what a lot of people are getting with many of their healthcare practitioners. So if ever you don't feel like you've ever been listened to or you ever have questions, this is one of the things that's massively beneficial about spending more time with a practitioner. E.g., if you're going to see a physio a couple of times a week, or even just once a week, you're going to get much more time with that person to build an understanding about what your problems are. Now, it's gotten to the point that I'll sit and listen to people's problems so much that people will now talk to me about stuff like their hypermobility problems, their high blood pressure, the fact that they're getting infections all the time, the fact that they can't lose weight, the fact that they, etc. And now, the more that people talk to me about those things, the more that people realise it is not only the back that I deal with, that actually we're holistic therapists as chiropractors, and that we can give you advice on your nutrition, and we can give you advice on what the right types of exercises are, and we can give you advice on what types of things are going to trigger those people with hypermobility, and we can teach people how to deal with stuff like Parkinson's and headaches and MS and all of these other things. And despite the fact that, as the advertising statements will say, that we cannot treat these conditions, which is absolutely true, you cannot treat conditions like Parkinson's and MS, but what you can do is help people to deal with the stresses and symptoms that starts to create on their life. And as a result, it's not necessarily always about solving the problem completely, but teaching people how to get that quality of life back. And most of the time, if you really sit and listen to the person, and what they really want is that they want to be able to go back and do something in their life that they cannot do at the moment. It was really interesting because I had a really nice message from one of my patients yesterday. We got a Facebook message come through on our private messenger saying that one of my clients that hasn't been camping for the last 12 years has actually finally managed to go camping, and the reason why she believes that that's been possible is because of the care that she's been receiving here at Complete Health. And these are not single case occurrences. This happens all the time. I mean, I had a girl, and the review for this girl is on our YouTube channel, where she couldn't pick up her daughter for almost 2 years. And she went and ended up, by the time that she'd finished care with us, she was going to see She was going to clear out horses, and she was horse riding with her daughter. She was going to soft plays with her daughter. She was mucking out the horses with her daughter. She could actually go back and do all the things that she used to be able to do. She even managed to go back to work, which is something that she also had to give up. So people can get their lives back if we just listen and understand and start creating a program or creating systems that will help a person get back to their reality. And I'm not always saying it's quick. But there are possibilities to get people back there. So if you feel like potentially you haven't been listened to, give us a shout. We're here to listen. I'm always ears. I want to try and help as many people as we possibly can. Patrick here for Complete Health. We'll speak to you again soon. Take care for now.